10 most expensive sculptures in the world. 1. L'Homme d'Oigt 1947 by Alberto Giacometti. Price $141.3 million. Sold in 2015 at Christie's, New York. Buyer tycoon Steve A. Cohen. According to the New York Post, this 6-foot-tall bronze sculpture depicts a man pointing into the distance and has been on the market since 1970. According to experts, L'Homme d'Oigt is a masterpiece. Other versions are in the collection of Tate Modern in London and the Museum of Modern Art in New York. Alberto Giacometti, a Swiss sculptor, was known for his exploration of the philosophical meaning of human existence. After the devastation of World War II, he is the only sculptor with more than one work worth over $100 million. 3 of the top 5 sculptures on our lists are by Giacometti. 2. L'Homme qui marche 1960 by Alberto Giacometti. Price $104.3 million. Sold in 2010, Sotheby's, London. Buyer tycoon Lily Safra. According to Bloomberg, tycoon Lily Safra has acquired a masterpiece of international significance. Other versions of L'Homme qui marche display in major museums around the world, including the Carnegie Museum of Art in Pittsburgh and the Albright Knox Art Gallery in Buffalo, New York. It was also the first sculpture to sell for over $100 million. In 1988, the senior curator of the Alberto Giacometti exhibition at the Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden said, "Even though the eyes of the statue are at eye level with the viewer, the work still makes us feel like it is very far away. The man depicted in the statue is staring into the void, with his emaciated face and wounds." L'Homme qui marche can be seen as a symbol of humanity's longing for something that can never be achieved, that is, peace. 3. Chariot 1950 by Alberto Giacometti. Price $101 million. Sold in 2014 at Sotheby's, New York. Buyer tycoon Steve A. Cohen. At the time of its sale, Chariot was the second most expensive sculpture in the world. The image of a woman on a non-moving chariot has intrigued viewers. Giacometti once spent time in the hospital, though breaking his leg, and said that he was struck by the nurses' carts. With bells in the hospital, this may have inspired him to create Chariot. 6 other versions of Chariot are on display at museums and galleries, including the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the Alberto Giacometti Stiftung in Zurich, and the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. 4. Rabbit 1986 by Jeff Koons. Price $91 million. Sold in 2019 at Christie's, New York. Buyer tycoon Steve A. Cohen. This work was created in the 1980s by Jeff Koons, who was formerly a stockbroker. Rabbit is a highly polished stainless steel replica of a popular inflatable toy rabbit. Some people see it as a meaningless work, while others view Rabbit as a comprehensive commentary on consumer culture. After Rabbit was successfully auctioned, New York Times art critic Roberta Smith wrote that Jeff Koons had changed the way we see the world, and posed a challenging question of whether shiny things can be considered art. 5. L'Œil in Phil Sophistiqué Portrait de Nancy Cunard. 1928-32 by Konstantin Brancusi. Price $71.2 million. Sold in 2018 at Christie's, New York. The figure depicted in L'Œil in Phil Sophistiqué is a British woman named Nancy Cunard, the heiress to the Cunard Line Shipping Company. This image challenged the social conventions of the time and inspired the work of renowned writers such as Louis Aragon and Ezra Pound. In fact, the two writers had romantic relationships with Nancy Cunard. Commenting on the small size of the work, sculptor Konstantin Brancusi revealed, "The nose or the ears are not what makes up a person or represents their essence. With L'Art in Fil Sophistiqué, I am simply looking at what I believe is reality and trying to create a spiritual effect. Speaking about the sculpture, Nancy Cunard remarked, in addition to L'Art in Fil Sophistiqué, there are two other works, one in wood and one in bronze, that have captured my finest features. 6. Tide 19111912 by Amedeo Modigliani. Price $70.7 million. Sold in 2014 at Sotheby's, New York. At his studio, Modigliani had a collection of stone sculptures of human faces. Most of Amedeo Modigliani's 24 sculptures are on display at world-renowned museums, such as the Museum of Modern Art and the Guggenheim Museum in New York, the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and the National Gallery of Australia in Canberra. Welsh artist Augustus John, who purchased Tite directly from Modigliani, remarked, "The stone faces have a strange effect on me." A few days after buying the sculpture, when I went out on the street and met people, I often had the illusion that their faces were the same faces that Modigliani had sculpted. Could it be that Modi had discovered a new horizon of reality? 7. Balloon Dog Orange 1994–2000 by Jeff Koons. Price $58.4 million. Sold in 2013 at Christie's, New York. Standing over 3 meters tall and weighing about 1 ton, Balloon Dog Orange is one of a set of 5 identical works in different colors by Jeff Koons. When it was first offered for sale, the orange version was purchased by collector Peter Brandt and exhibited in London. The other 4 versions are owned by world-renowned collectors, such as François Pinault, the founder of Kering Group, and Dakis Joannou, a Greek shipping magnate. This work is about optimism and positivity. It's like the balloons that a clown would give you at a birthday party. But Balloon Dog is also a Trojan horse, because there are many things hidden deep inside. One of them could be sexuality. Jeff Koons. Shed. 8. La Muse Endormie 1913 by Konstantin Brancusi. Price $57.4 million. Sold in 2017 at Christie's, New York. This is one of the works from Konstantin Brancusi's Sleeping Muses series. They are currently on display at the Art Institute of Chicago, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, the Musée National d'Art Moderne in Paris, and other major museums. Art historian Carola Gideon-Welker commented on this marble sculpture as follows: La Muse Endormie marks a decisive breakthrough in Brancusi's work. For the first time, we witness a change in the psychology of his work. Absorption and gentle relaxation, or the regeneration of the soul, are the most striking features of La Muse Endormie. It is as if we are looking at a dreamlike smile of the Buddha. 9. The Genel Lioness, dating from around 3000 to 2800 BC. Price $57.2 million. Sold in 2007 at Sotheby's, New York. This ancient limestone statue is quite modest in height, 7.6 centimeters. The Genel Lioness broke all records for the value of a sculpture. At the time it was successfully auctioned. The statue depicts an impossible pose. The entire upper body of the statue is turned to the right, while the head and legs are still facing forward. The unclear origin and message have turned the Genel Lioness into one of the most intriguing ancient sculptures. In addition, the Genel Lioness has a special appeal to sports fans. It comes from the collection of Alistair Bradley Martin, the 1951 US Open men's singles champion. 10. Grande Type Mints 1955 by Alberto Giacometti. Price $53.3 million. Sold in 2010 at Christie's, New York. Known for depicting anonymous figures through sculpture, such as Chariot, Alberto Giacometti only has a few works about real people, including his brother artist Diego, his wife Annette, and some of his close friends. Giacometti seems to be trying to eliminate all obstacles, to explore what remains of humans when they no longer live in a fake world. That makes me feel more and more unable to bear this world. Jean Genet, a famous French novelist, commented, "For me, the entire work of Giacometti is a pursuit, not only with humans, but also with the most ordinary things. And after successfully stripping off the superficial layer, or utilitarian appearance of those things, the results that Giacometti brings to us are wonderful.